Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd, and the Razorbacks finally won, and people were smiling around Fayetteville this weekend. Let's see some pictures from Fayetteville, mostly outdoors, but some different. Okay, this is the Insect Fest, the 13th Insect Fest. Can't call it annual because they do it every other year. But anyhow, that's a cockroach in the previous picture. Well, you can see the little racetrack there. The kids get to race cockroaches against one another. And this is the Orchid Bug Man, I think it is, or some company like that. Anyway, this little kid wanted his picture made with the Bug Man. And then, of course, one of the great insect protectors, Cindy Cope, wanted herself photographed with him. So we got those, and of course he's from representing Terminix, it is, that gets rid of your termites, which is a different thing. Okay, this is through a glass, and this of course looks a little fuzzy on this screen, but that's a big old spider family creature. And these guys are working on a tunnel out there by the university farm. And if you haven't been to see this one or walked through it, you should have that experience before you express your opinion on wanting one under Martin Luther King that's being proposed. Okay, I've known the lady at Wright for many years. She was a graduate student when I was way back at the University of Arkansas, English department. And that's her daughter. It's really easy to tell they're related, I think. They're beautiful women. And here is a little girl holding a monarch butterfly on Saturday at the square. This would have been the 6th of October. Butterfly was just hanging on a leaf because he was too cold to fly all day Saturday and all day Sunday. But anyhow, these girls were having fun, and he was happy to sit on their warm hand. And several, I don't know, I think 20 different children actually held or looked closely at the butterfly, and more adults than that probably. Anyhow, this is a man from a fiddling family. His brother, who's deceased now, was a great fiddler, and he's a all-around outdoorsman and himself and musician. And this is a waitress in a restaurant there just off the square, and she wanted to hold the butterfly. And there's Gora. We've seen that, but now we're really seeing a lot of pollen on these plants at World Peace Wetland Prairie and all over northwest Arkansas right now. That's a blue-tailed, or eastern blue-tailed, whatever, eastern-tailed blue butterfly. Tiny, and the very first butterfly probably I got close to back last spring. Not spring I'm talking about this time of the year now. It was actually late January, early February when I first got to photograph those. So that's many months this year we've seen them off and on. That's of course a tiny black spider, which was in contrast to the big old tarantula we saw a few minutes ago. Here's the same monarch. He didn't fly till Monday. I took him home, put him in a safe place where he wouldn't freeze. You can tell he's a male. See those spots on his under wing when he spreads his wings there? Those are pheromone spots sending off a attractor for females. Now this is a mist flower, and some of the other flowers you'll see. Well, here is the Gulf fritillary caterpillar. Don't have a monarch caterpillar today, but that's still going on today, the 8th of October. And of course that's passion flower. This is big blue stem going to seed, very nice. And I wish I could find acres and acres of it so I could collect and share more seed, but we don't have much of it ourselves around our area. So much of the land that used to provide it is now being cleared for development. And that last thing was river oats, or sea oats, they may be called. I think it's the same species. It grows all the way to the Atlantic coast and can be found in wetland all over. I don't know how to tell a saltwater coastline version from the ones that we have right here in our seasonal wetland. Till next time, this is Aubrey Shepherd asking you to do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green. See ya. Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd, and this is, I believe, the 11th day of October 2012. We're in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and all the photos we're using were made in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Jane Goodall of monkey fame, well, not monkey, what's that species that she works with all these years? Anyway, chimps are very close to human beings genetically. Their DNA is very similar, tiny, tiny difference. And she tries to explain to us what similarities, what connections there are between human beings and the other species. And she learned so much about the social life of those animals over the years. And she's 77, I believe, now, and just touring mostly in the United States. I don't know how often she gets back unless somebody wants her to be involved in a film. University of Arkansas Special Programs Department or Foundation or whatever it's called recorded this on DVD, but we don't know if it'll ever be shown on television. This is a young lady who's picked up a sign for Lionel Jordan for mayor. And there's Lionel himself with one of our local very successful artists and photographers. And they were at Arsagas for a gathering recently. And there's Connie Crisp and her husband. I've known for a long time, but can't think fast enough to get his name. Let's see, there's Megan Chapman with Lionel Jordan. And Carrie Arsaga, the owner of that establishment, with Lionel Jordan. So they were out doing a little campaigning like all the rest of the politicians right now. Well, those are my neighbors, and that's not the whole family, but that's Jennifer Creel and Kurt Richardson and their son, Huxley. And Huxley's quite a little athlete, so he's going to grow up to be a special person I know in many ways, intelligence particularly. Well, there is, let's see, I just love it that I can't remember things, so I feel like other old people who can't remember things and don't go around arrogantly talking and correct all the time. But these are people from Omni Center for Peace, Justice, and Ecology who were helping to sponsor the Pesto Fest last weekend, and they work pretty hard and help the Tricycle Farm. That's what the fundraising's for. And that's Gladys Tiffany at Wright, and she's the president of the Omni Center for Peace, Justice, and Ecology. And of course, Dick Bennett, who you often see on short takes, was the founder of Omni Center for Peace, Justice, and Ecology. Okay, just some more of the wonderful folks there, and they were selling jars or taking donations for, or whatever you want to call it, jars of pesto, and it was really good. It wasn't all the same. There were several varieties, and all the ones I tasted were just spectacular. So these are some young environmental activists in Fayetteville. And oh, there's Mayor Jordan at that event talking with some people. He gets around to a lot of places and supports a lot of environmental things in particular. Well, that's Paul Zarkovich and Lev Guter. Paul's a local artist and does many other things. Lev is a Sierra Club organizer. There's Keaton Smith, and well, his lady's also named Megan, and I believe it's Megan Wallace, is that right? Anyhow, they're at so many things. Okay, we're on to nature a little bit here. This is one of the plants that usually is so tall I have to take pictures from below, but this year, because of the drought, some of these did not bloom on time and they didn't get very tall, and it's called a cup plant. This is another of the tiny, tiny asters that I suggest people protect in the fall. The late blooming asters, some places provide the only source of nectar for butterflies and their host plants for some species. We've shown these before in recent months and weeks, but that's Gulf fritillary caterpillar. The variegated fritillary has a similar looking caterpillar, and it also can be found eating the passion flower. Well, here's an ad that you may have seen in the newspaper about Fayetteville, celebrating our vibrant city. And truly, Fayetteville is an extremely vibrant city, if anything. Till next time, this is Aubrey Shepherd asking you to do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green. See you.